Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. And we're talking with Casey Stern. When we left off, a football question was about to be broached.
Oh, I have a question. Why I want to talk about two games.
Go ahead.
3 games. I think it's a great slate this weekend in the NFL.
Agreed.
Because you got Seahawks at the 49ers.
Yep.
You've got the Colts at the Bengals.
Very nice.
That'll be interesting, but I'm not convinced.
First place teams.
Seahawks Niners is big, but the biggest game
Saints.
is the Panthers at the Saints.
No doubt.
I feel like the Seahawks 49ers game, I'm one of those people who thinks that the 49ers are due. And with all the good feelings surrounding the Seahawks after they just absolutely destroyed the Saints up there, they're on a short week. They're playing a team that hates them, and they're not good on the road at stopping the run. It all comes together and says this 49ers team is going to make amends for getting blown out 29-3 or whatever it was, second week of the season.
Well, I think it's
what do you think?
I think it's a statement game for both because I think Seattle.
But they just made their statement.
Well, but they made it at home. And I think still to win games.
They always make it at home.
Right, which I think still, and they probably won't have to play on the road ever. But I think still, it's.
And even if they lose this game,
they still won't play on the road.
They still won't play on the road.
But that's the statement
They
part.
don't need it.
They don't. But that's the statement part for the Niners is they're not going to catch them in this division. There's no chance. They're 3 out.
Right.
Not going to catch them in the division.
It means more to the 49ers.
But you can make a statement that even though everyone's forgotten about you, and it's now New Orleans and Carolina, who are the sexy picks to go be the toughest test for Seattle, you are still right there. Yeah. You got a game at home, in front of your crowd. You had a big game against Carolina 3-4 weeks ago. You blew it. Rough game. Neither team played well. You lost. Okay. And that was at home. And I think, to me, this is a statement for San Francisco to their fans, to each other inside that locker room, and to the NFL. New Orleans, Carolina, you think you might be messing with us as the team that's right there with Seattle? We are going to be in that NFC Championship game. Now, they still can't beat Seattle in Seattle, I don't think.
No one can.
But I think San Francisco.
No one has.
I think they have a lot to prove here. I think. A lot to prove.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And listen, there is a lot that goes into the what happened the week before scenario.
Sure.
Some people discount that. I can tell you from experience that the way you are coached during the week is a direct result of how you did the week before, and it matters. Your focus after you lose, like the Saints did last week, is ramped way the heck up. When you think about the fact, we're going to a different game now, but think about the fact that the Saints, the good teams, never lose 2 games in a row. The good teams never. Look, the stat is like the Saints haven't lost 2 consecutive games in 4 years.
And Denver just avoided it, beating Kansas City after New England beat them.
It doesn't happen.
Right.
And the reason is you got guys, great leadership in that locker room. You got guys who take it seriously. You got coaches who coach harder and guys who take it personally. That makes a difference.
I would be shocked if Carolina won this game.
Me too. It's not going to happen.
I'd be shocked.
Here's my tribute to Seattle.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Hey, Ma. Hey, Paul. Don't think about Hawkins.
Wow.
What I say now, hey, what I say. Ray Charles started out in Seattle.
I knew it wasn't Eddie Vedder. I figured.
It almost was. It almost was a composite.
I'll do a comment. Eddie Vedder, and I'll throw in NFL. You ready?
Okay, go ahead.
Don't call me Webster Slaughter.
Webster Slaughter. And there were right now 3 Cleveland Browns fans that just lost their crap.
Don't call me Webster Slaughter.
Everyone in their 20s has no idea who you're talking about.
And I don't know why I'm playing the piano like Ray Charles. That's Eddie Vedder. I don't know. That was Ray Charles, Vedder, Pearl Jam, Browns NFL tribute.
Bernie Kosar would have been proud.
All in one.
Yeah. would have been very proud.
Bernie Kosar's in town.
Yeah. He would have been very proud of that.
Don't turn around. Bernie Kosar's in town.
Nice.
Not bad.
No, it was well done. That was good.
I love that. And then the last of those 3 big games.
Yeah, as you segue right back into football. Go ahead.
Perfect.
Good luck. Good
luck. I like that.
There
Webster
you go.
Slaughter was a good receiver.
Slaughter
good receiver.
In the state of Ohio. Another big happening in the state of Ohio.
Yeah, that was
the
well
Bengals
done.
take on the Colts.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that
was good.
Cincy?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good game. That's a good game.
It is.
Yep.
Both teams are 8-4, I think.
And 2 first-place teams.
the Colts are absolutely terrible. They're terrible. They're what they put on the field is by no means a reflection
Luck has not been good.
of their record. No,
Luck has not been good.
He can't be good.
T. Rich, awful. Donald Brown now playing.
Demoted.
Reggie Wayne.
What happened?
Reggie Wayne.
They were doing so well.
They lost
Reggie
Wayne,
Wayne went
and
down.
everything else started to implode.
Yeah.
It was like the kid losing his blankie when Luck lost Wayne.
He was the only guy he could really count on.
Totally.
And a great leader as well. Guys would look to him. He's the old guy, the guy who sets the standard as far as how you work, how you prepare.
Right.
He's gone. And they never protected him well to begin with, but now it just seems like the protection is even worse because he's having to hold the ball a little bit longer because his guy, Reggie Wayne, is not open out there because he's not out there.
I think this is
he's
more,
getting brutalized.
He's been bad. I think this game, for me, this is more about the Bengals from this respect, that they don't get respect. You know, they've been to the playoffs a couple of times with Dalton. He had 2 great games, the best of his career, followed up with the 3 worst. You know, they go up, they come down. You talk about good teams not losing 2 in a row. This team can't win 2 big games in a row. They just had a pretty dominating victory. Now they're at home in a place where they should play better. They're in a division that nobody else should be in. I mean, you look at the other teams in their division, they should have put these teams away a while ago, like the Lions in the NFC. To me, the Bengals got to win this game by 10 points, 2 touchdowns, put the Colts the way they've been playing away, and show that, hey, look, I don't know if we can mess with Denver and New England, but we're a team that is going to be right there in that next tier. Because I don't buy them. Do you? I just don't believe in Cincinnati. I don't believe in this team.
I don't know how you can when you got Andy Dalton being as inconsistent as he is.
We have 2 Bengals fans on staff. It's tough to.
They're
Shane, what do you think? What do you think
Do we
about
really?
the Bengals?
I didn't know that.
Shane, both Ohio guys.
I think we need to get rid of Andy Dalton.
Yeah. He's not a Super Bowl quarterback.
Nope.
I mean,
that's
for
my
sure.
opinion.
But is he even a playoff quarterback? You know?
I'm not even sure about that.
Well, he is a playoff quarterback. He'll get you to the first round
Yeah, you get
playoff
there.
loss.
I don't even consider
No,
that.
he means, but I think Artie meant will he win in the
we
playoffs?
get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Doesn't it doesn't
he
look
get to
that
that
way.
second
He
round?
hasn't yet. He's but their defense too. Their defense is always good. Losing Geno Atkins hurt a lot. But their defense, they're still like 6th in the league with the injuries and whatnot. They're solid up front. And now, Josh was talking about it on Monday. They're running the football well. They moved Andrew Whitworth with injuries. They moved him inside the guard, and he's nasty. He's a tackle who should have been a guard. He played guard earlier in his career, and they just have an attitude where they want to run the football when you got a guy in there who's just as nasty as Andrew Whitworth
here's
is.
what I don't-
They're running it well.
What I don't like is if you're in the NBA, you're a point guard, you got a lot of guys who could score, and you have no assists, you're bad. It's one thing for Geno Smith or somebody who has no weapons to sit there and say, who the hell am I throwing to?
Yeah.
Look at the weapons they've got in Cincinnati. You got 2 tight ends who could play. You got a wideout who, in my opinion, outside of Megatron, is the best wide receiver in the NFL. You've got 2 running backs.
If you put AJ Green in Detroit, if they swapped,
it'd be the same numbers.
Absolutely.
Same numbers. So how do you have all of those weapons and still are garbage? That's the hardest
Which then
part
proves
for
my
me.
point for Dalton.
Yes.
You're basically saying put him with Stafford, and he's got those numbers.
Yeah, I think
So
if you put Geno Smith with the weapons for the Bengals, he'd at least throw for 100 yards. At least 100 yards.
and they just got Hawkins back, so I mean they're adding
They
weapons.
got weapons.
Yeah.
You know? If Tom Brady had that group, what does he do?
forget about
You know what I mean?
You're right. Absolutely. You're right.
You know?
Banks yourself Boonsham.
Yeah. I mean, look at Joe Flacco, right? No Bolden this year. Look what happened to his weapons. If you put Flacco with the weapons in Cincinnati, if you put look at
I like
no
Flacco.
Knicks, what happens to
he's
Eli?
good.
I tell you, though,
You know?
Flacco got that $20 million at the right time. He skated. Baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
He
All right,
got paid.
Got to take a break. When we come back, a caller on the phone says he has it worse off in life than Boschetti. Chris in Arkansas, hang on, the Artie Lange Show. Artie Lange, that's me, and Casey Stern's with us, and this is why Casey gets the big bucks. During the commercial, he told me a little tidbit that is not, common knowledge to me, but that's something we should discuss. Casey says that as we speak tonight, Robinson Cano is in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now what's going on?
Okay, so getting
He
to-
ain't there for the fish market. He's not going to see a Soundgarden reunion.
He is on his way to Seattle, which is convenient because Jay-Z's got a concert in Anaheim. So they had
Of
to go that
course
way
he
anyway.
does. Of course he does.
He's
got 99 problems and Cano ain't one.
He's meeting they're meeting tonight. The offer right now that's on the table is anywhere from 200 to upwards of 225, 230. They're
I heard
prepared
240 too.
Well, that's as of now, that's erroneous. That it
Oh,
might
right.
get to that level.
They get 230. He's in Seattle, baby.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of pieces to this. Number one, Seattle is going to try and make a big play. They're going to hope that everybody else bails out. Nobody's got the money, and he's forced to take $50-60 million more. They want leverage. They need somebody else at the party.
Of course.
I always try and, not dumb it down, but put it at everybody's level, because athletes are just like people. If you have a job and you go say, "Oh, I'm going to quit," and you go tell your boss, they'll say, "Go." If you walk in and say, "Hey, I'm got a place down the road's offering me this much more money," then they say, "How much do I value? Are we willing to pay
Ralph
more?"
Cramden
That's the
called
way it works.
Ralph Cramden called the old squeeze play.
That's how it works. So the Yankees had nobody else in play. Now Cano, and why do you think the information's out there? Why do you think now you could find out that Cano's in Seattle and what the numbers are? Cano's people need this out there because he wants to be a Yankee. Jay-Z doesn't want to make him a marketing icon in the rain and grunge of 1997 music in Seattle. This is not, and it's a very
Yes.
nice city. I've been there.
Yes,
And you've
I've been
very
to
nice city.
Seattle. I've gotten
This
a
is
lot of oral sex there.
Seattle is so far from the Dominican Republic that Lewis and Clark couldn't find it. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's no way whatsoever, in my opinion, he wants to go there. So
and
now
his dad doesn't want him to go there either.
No, and his dad came out today and was telling the papers and the guys tonight that he doesn't think the Yankees want him bad enough. The Yankees got to be able to come up with $200 million, in my opinion, because I think if you have a difference of $30 million over a 10-year span, you could say, "Do you not think that we can help you make $3 million a year playing in New York off the field?"
Like, and
you know what I'm saying?
You know,
So
and look, the Dominican community in New York City is huge.
Right.
You know,
and Jay-Z, and that, as much as we laugh it off, what he wants there is the
course,
marketing money.
of course.
He wants to brand. Well, who's branding in Seattle? King Felix is one of the best 5 pitchers in the game, and most people here in New York go walk out in the street, can't pick him out of the lineup, but they know who Chad Curtis is. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I still think he ends up a Yankee, but it went from no chance he goes anywhere else to, well, if Seattle's willing to play at 240, that's a lot of money. Remember, A-Rod went to Texas many years ago
so
when nobody thought he would.
Of course. Now, so he's in Seattle.
Yep.
And Jay-Z's in Anaheim.
Yeah, Jay-Z's will be in Anaheim.
There you
yeah.
go. So they're gonna something's gonna happen.
Well, the offer that the Yankees have on the table right now is 175.
Yeah,
right?
it's at 175. They've said they won't go to 200, but I think no different than when you're going to buy a car or a house and you know the number you're really willing to pay, and you never give it until the last second. It comes to a point, and you're a player, comes to a point where if they have to say to Cano, "If you sign with me right now this hour, the number will go to 200, but we got to call a press conference this afternoon," I think they'd be willing to go there. But I don't think they're going to let that out until they think Cano's people are done with the games they're playing, and he feels like in Brian Cashman and Steinbrenner that we can get the deal done this afternoon.
Explain what you just said again.
Basically, what
if
I'm
who
saying,
says 200 million?
if the Yankees are saying they will not pay $200 million,
Right.
Okay.
But Seattle says they will, but we need a press
Seattle's
conference.
saying Seattle's saying they'll go well over that.
Okay.
My belief is, even though the Yankees are saying they will not go to 200, they're not willing to go there because they know Cano's playing a game. When the game gets down to the fourth quarter and the Yankees feel like we can get the deal done now, I do think they'll say to Cano, "If you cut the crap and we call the press conference today, we'll give you the extra year and give you $200 million.
Okay.
I just don't think they're willing to let that out of the bag, is all I'm saying now, because they don't want it then to become, okay, well, now you got to go to 215. I think they're holding that last bullet. Not everybody in this business agrees with me. Plenty disagree and say it's wrong. The Yankees were going to be saving money. What have they done? Brian McCann, Ellsbury, $153 million. Don't believe everything you read. I do think they'd give $200 million.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if this is how the game is still played, and it's the system that we're working with in baseball, where the big market teams do have the advantage.
Yeah.
If you're the Yankees, until it changes, why not play that game and open up the checkbook,
Right,
and get these guys,
right, and
get Ellsbury,
right.
Get everybody.
Right.
Get everybody.
And does a third team come into play? I mean, that's the other thing. Dodgers
who would
have a
the
lot
third
of
team? The
Dodgers
Dodgers
have a lot of money. Winter meetings where I'll be in Orlando, leaving on starting Sunday
Now
to
you and
Thursday.
Scott, you get rooming together?
No, but he will be there. No, he
You and
draws a lot
Scott,
of attention.
Scott gonna get
He draws a lot of attention.
You and Scott should get an Ellsbury steak together.
No, we will not be at like Disneyland riding the monorail together.
Yeah.
Or Disney World. Sorry.
Oh, no,
LA.
you'll be in limos.
But I do think that they will try and get this to conclusion, the Yankees, and not have it last too much longer, because the longer it goes, somebody else swoops in. Pujols, the Angels got it at the last second. Josh Hamilton, Rangers let hang out there. All of a sudden, he becomes an Angel. The longer this goes, the more I think the chances are the Yankees are letting this go too long. Don't let him go date other people if this is the guy you want to marry, kind of a thing. So
Right.
I wonder if maybe he doesn't play for the Yankees. I still gut says he's at second base in New York.
In New York,
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
So you think the Mariners deep down might know they're being bitches here, but they have to take a shot.
They have to.
They have to take a shot.
Because if we're offering you $40+ million extra,
Right.
there's a chance you'll take it. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Johnny Damon went to a press conference in Detroit and said he'd always dreamed of playing there. Yeah. Have you ever been to Detroit? Okay.
I've been to Detroit a bunch of times.
You've been to
and-
Detroit. You ever
and,
have a dream, or is that a nightmare?
You ever get the weed that Damon gets?
No, I've no.
There's a lot of things. We
No.
have to take a break. We come back. We'll try to get to that caller who says he has a better offer. Mike, you have a piece of tape on your mouth, Boschetti. It says, "Sorry, Dan." All right.
I'm making Dan happy.
All right. Well, when we come back, hopefully we'll get that off if we can get to this. Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Real quick, go to the phones. Chris in Arkansas says Boschetti has it better than him. Chris in Arkansas, you're on the air.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, buddy.
How's it going? Love your show, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for calling. Now, what do you think about Boschetti? You say you have it worse off than Mike Boschetti.
I believe I do.
Give me the statistics.
Well, for one thing, he is my hero.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Thank you, Chris. Alabama rocks. You love the South, buddy.
Arkansas, Mike.
Alabama?
Arkansas, Mike.
Arkansas. Sorry, buddy.
Spoken like a good politician.
Boy, what a blunder. I apologize.
The South is. I just love
That's
it.
just
down
all
there.
right. Just
Sorry.
stop.
No, all right.
Alabama rocks. I apologize, Chris. Go ahead.
Sometimes I don't know where I am either. So.
Okay, see, he's even defending you. That's
Thank
very
you,
nice.
buddy.
Yeah. I love the jacket. Love the jacket.
Yeah.
I wish that, a couple sticks, some strings, I could have a tent.
You could, man. You could put it over your
Oh, God.
infield on your little league team to avoid any rain drought.
Right. Yeah, I probably outweigh you and him put together.
Well, now this is getting disgusting.
Whoa.
How much do you weigh?
Oh, seriously?
No, why don't you lie to me? I'm just.
About all around 400.
Wow. Oh, man.
How tall are you?
Well, me and Mike are a combined 650.
How tall are you?
I'm tall about 5'9".
Wow.
5'9",
400?
Wow.
Wow, you'd make a
Yeah.
hell of a fullback.
Sir, you must have a filthy ass right now. Can you reach your ass?
Nasty pants.
It's a challenge.
I mean, honestly, I think about. Because I could barely reach my ass. I'm 280, 5'11".
Do you have a lady in your life?
By precious day, it's a challenge. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I make it.
You do?
somehow.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Mike wants to know about your luck with the ladies.
What kind of question is that, Mike?
Well,
Do you have a
that's,
lady in your life?
I do. It's the thing. She was my ex-fiance from
Now-
5 years ago.
Now, was
and
she born that way, or did an accident cause her blindness?
I didn't hear you. What?
Nothing. Okay, now, go ahead. How did you guys meet?
Well, actually, back in the day when I wasn't this big, I was bouncing at a bar, and she was drunk, and I couldn't. I gave her my number to get rid of her, and
Sounds romantic.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, before the first date, I ended up sleeping with her and moving in.
What?
Good for
I
you.
used to sing that song.
On the first date?
Yeah, really. I mean,
Here's my crap.
you know that song where they used to stop and say, "She's fat, I'm drunk."
Yeah, but she was drunk and I was fat.
That's what I used to say. I used to stop. My version was, "Hey, I'm fat, you're drunk." Chris, call back. We got to take a break. Call back. I love you. You sounds like you do have it worse off than Boschetti. Got to say goodbye to the great Casey Stern.
Oh, on that note, thanks.
Love you, buddy.
Appreciate the visual.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Thanks, Chris.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.